What's going on, guys? Willie James from Reign Fitness. We've been asked to provide you guys with some in-home workouts, things you can do with the downtime right now, with the situation we have. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, we can take advantage of this time and we can do some in-home workouts, work on our strength, our mobility, arm care, and all things of that nature. So we're super excited to be working with you guys and be able to provide you with this content. We hope that you enjoy it, you find it useful, and as well, you know, if you guys have any questions or about the movements or anything that you guys can add, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here for you guys and we're willing to help in any way we can.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited, guys, and we're going to be breaking this up into 4 different videos for you, bringing it down to stretches, mobility, and arm care, and then going into a lower body workout, an upper body workout, and then a total body workout. So stay tuned for those. All right, guys, so for video number 1, we're going to be going over our dynamic stretches and mobility and arm care. All right, guys, so movement number 1, we have knee to chest. Perform about 10 reps on each of these, okay, guys? Number 2, quad stretch. Reaching up through, staying nice and tall, work on that balance. Number 3, hamstring leg kicks. Opposite foot, opposite hand. Number 4, 90-degree hip lifts. Make sure on this, guys, we do not pull the ankle up and twist the knee. Make sure we lift nice and straight. Last one, side-to-side lunges. Okay, make sure you guys get the groin here. Real important. All right, guys, so now we have a mobility and arm care. Okay, this is really important for you to do. You can do this every day, every other day, but make sure this is done before the workout starts. Number 1 here, we have the windmill stretch. Okay, notice James's leg here is up, elevated on a foam roll. If you have a foam roll, great. If you don't, you can use a pillow, a rolled up blanket, a towel, something. Okay, the most important thing why we want to have something here is to keep our knee in contact as we open up the chest. Okay, notice how he's doing that here. Hands together, he's extending the hand over, making a big half moon. Okay, this is really good for the thoracic spine, also our chest and shoulders. That's number 1. Go ahead and do about 5 to 10 on each side based on how you're feeling that day. Okay, number 2, we have the world's greatest stretch. Let's go ahead and start. Yep, up top. Okay, what we're going to be doing here, guys, we're going to be working into a lunge. We're going to be twisting towards the knee, reaching up towards the ceiling. Okay, again, working thoracic spine mobility, hips, shoulders, kind of everything here, okay? This is a really good movement. Again, 5 to 10 on each side will be just fine. Number 3, we have the 90 hip rotations. Okay, notice how James is set up here, right? He's sitting nice and tall. He's got each leg at about a 90-degree angle here from the quad and our calf. That's the most important thing. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to lift the top knee, he's going to drag it over. You're going to feel a stretch in your groin. Make sure you guys do not rush through this movement, okay? And again, as we finish at the bottom, we should be close to that 90-90, okay? This is really good for our groin and hip mobility. But again, go slow, and if this stretch is really intense, just lean back a little bit more. That'll help take some of that pressure off, okay? Perfect. Number 4, we have the prone field goal rotator cuff lifts. Now, the important thing with this, guys, we're going to need to have our forehead down. So if you're wearing a hat, flip it over. We're going to tuck the chin, rest the forehead, body's completely flat. Arms are at 90 degrees. We're going to keep our elbows down into the ground. And what James is going to do is he's going to lift the hands up as high as he can off that ground. Okay? Really feel it in the back of our shoulder. On this one, I want you guys to do about anywhere from 10 to 20 reps. Okay, being that we are baseball players and athletes, it's really important that our rotator cuff is strong. And again, because it might be a little bit weak, it might cramp on you. Let it relax and then come back into this movement. Don't give up on it just because it cramps up on you, okay? It will get better after some time. Perfect. And now our last one is going to be the wall, chair, lat stretch. So what you can do, you just need a piece of equipment that's roughly this height, okay? And what we're going to be doing is stretching out the lats. So notice how James is getting set up here, right? Kind of keeping the arms roughly at 90 degrees here. And we're driving the chest to the ground. We're gonna be feeling a nice stretch here through the lats, shoulders, okay? You go ahead and hold this for about 15, 20 seconds. Go ahead and do about 2 or 3 rotations within that time, okay? And just kind of break it up a little bit. Your shoulders might get a little tired, might lose a little bit of blood flow, so just kind of relax it and then bring it back down into this movement. But a really good thing for you guys to do to help open everything up, especially being athletes that we are.
And we're gonna go over our lower body plus core workout now. Will's gonna describe it and walk us through the movement as I perform.
Yep. All right, guys, so movement number 1, we have squats, okay? Now, squats can be done either with or without a box, so we provided a box here as well. Okay, most important thing, guys, knees. Okay, keep these knees out over here lined up with our pinky toe. That's one thing I want to see with our squats. Make sure your core is tight. Okay, we have 10 to 15 reps here. Here's what it seems like with the box. You can use a chair, a bench, anything at home that's roughly this height will also work. So for those who are not as familiar with squats, here's a really good thing to kind of use. Okay, and an important cue we like to use with a lot of our clients, pretend you're sitting on a toilet. Okay, it's the best advice when you're thinking about sitting on a squat here is to help push the butt back into the heels, okay? Good. Number 2, we have glute bridges. Now, these are for the hamstrings and glutes mainly, okay? Notice how we set up here, right? Legs aren't too close to the body. We want to make sure that our knees aren't too condensed here, okay? It cannot add a lot of pressure to the kneecap, so make sure we're far enough away. We're going to be pushing through the ground, driving the hips up, finishing even. I want you guys to really squeeze the glutes at the top, okay? Really focusing on the hamstrings, right, and glute muscles. You might feel a little bit in your lower back, okay? That could happen when doing movements like this, so be aware of that. Okay, good. Number 3, you're gonna stay on the ground. We have alternating V-ups, hands above the head, right? Reaching up and touching the foot. This is gonna be opposite sides, so we're only lifting one side at a time, okay? Again, create good patterns, good rhythm, and just keep working through it. That's the windmill. Now, from there, we have side to side lunges. Okay, this is also in your dynamic warm-up. So it's another way to practice this movement. Okay, start low, shifting side to side. Now, notice how he's lining up his feet and his ankles, right? Trying to keep the feet as flat as you can. Now, some of you might need to open up the toes when you reach out to the side. That's okay. If you do, just pop up on the heel, right? And you can sit a little bit lower. It might help a little bit if you have range of motion issues. Okay, that's how that one is. Good. Number 5, we have Supermans for the lower back. Okay, we're going to be on our stomach. Hands are out in front. And what we're doing is we're bending the body backwards here. So we're lifting our knees off the ground, lifting our chest off the ground. Really emphasizing, guys, squeezing the glutes on our lower back. Nice and slow here. Do not rush through this movement. Get a good hold to the top. Get a good squeeze. Make sure you feel where that needs to work right there in the back. Good. Your last one in this group, we have squat jumps. Okay, again, this is a little bit of plyometrics here, guys. So most important thing with jumping, keeping those knees out. Okay, what we do not want to see are those knees caving in as you jump. Okay, that creates really bad habits, and you're also going to lose a lot of your power when it comes to jumping. So most importantly, really focus on that while you're doing these jumps. They're not just about just jumping around. Have a purpose with it. There's your lower body workout. Enjoy it. If you guys have questions, let us know. After the workout's over, I want you guys to perform 5 minutes of static stretching. What I mean by that, guys, is just simple hamstring stretches, just holding this for about 20 to 30 seconds. We can go into just a standard quad hold for 20 to 30 seconds. If you want to bring back the groin stretch, we can just hold this for 20, 30 seconds, or we can go into a butterfly stretch. We can stretch our calves, right? But most importantly, guys, just slowly do some stretching when you're done with that workout. And that's going to go for all the workouts as well.
All right, guys, workout number 2, we're gonna do upper body workout plus core. So again, like we did in the last one, I'll perform the movements as Willie walks us through them.
Yep. All right, guys, so upper body, first movement, we have push-ups, okay? Here at Rain Fitness, we really talk about the push-ups looking like an arrow, okay? I know a lot of you have known that before, right? The head being the top of the arrow, the elbows being the other 2 points. So if we look at it from a down angle, it's this way, right? I'll show you from this angle here as he performing the push-ups, right? And that's what I'm gonna make sure. Now, that's as far as we need to go too, right? I don't need guys pushing past range of motions, going too far to where their shoulders start creeping up and our chest takes too much of a stretch, okay? Focus on the quality of the movement. Now, if we can't do push-ups from our feet and get a full 10 to 15, that's okay. Transition to the knees, right? Knee push-ups are just as effective if they're done properly. Here's the best way to do that. Just like that, guys. Okay, perfect. Now, from there, to emphasize the fact that we just worked our chest out a little bit, we really want to make sure we hit our back as well. And it's going to be with the prone delt butterflies. Okay, we're going to be on our stomach. No worries, no worries. We're going to be on our stomach here. Okay, we have 10 to 15 here as well. Now, notice what James did there. He just lifted his body up a little bit, pulling his shoulders back right through here, okay? So naturally, starts with the hands behind the back. Create big circles here, guys. Okay, notice how elevated his arms are up, right? What you're gonna have to do there is use your mid-back here a little bit to emphasize that pull with the chest. This is gonna be hard. Make sure you go slow, count to 3 on the way out, and then you're gonna count to 3 on the way back in for that entire movement, okay? That's a prone delt butterfly. From there we have penguins. That's gonna be on our back, knees up, feet down. Okay, this is gonna work more of the upper core and just a little bit more secondary are our obliques. So we're gonna crunch up, just get the shoulder blades off the ground, and we're pivoting from side to side here, touching the heels of our feet, okay? This one's gonna be about 10 to 15 each side. So a little bit more in this one. Make sure you keep moving through. Again, creating a good pace. Don't rush through this movement. Good. Now, number 4, we have the arm step up. Okay, so what we provided here is we have a plate that we're going to use just as it was convenient for us. But anything at home, guys, we're talking big books, Webster dictionaries, something that's elevated off the ground. If you have a step, if you have plates, something. But we're just walking up and walking down. Okay, what we're doing here is creating straight arms, trying to rely on our shoulder blades to do the movement for us. Right? So what looks if we start bending our arms, this is what it's going to look like, and it's not really going to be the same movement. Right? So again, try to create straight arms, nice tight in the core, keep the back as flat as you can. Okay, this one's going to be 10 to 15 total. Good. From there, we have Russian twists. With the Russian twist, you guys can choose to hold an object that's a little bit heavier if you wish. If you guys have weights at home, a med ball, a gallon of water, something. Right? Or you just do body weight. What we're doing though is creating good twists. Okay, notice James, he's elevated here. His feet are not crossed. He's in a good V position and he's following his head with his hands the entire time. If we don't follow the hands with our head, what sometimes can happen, guys, we actually don't get a full rotation and we just kind of just move. And so it actually becomes not really a twist, but more of a stationary hold, which is a whole different movement. Good. Our last one in this group is the prone Y. We're going to be back on our stomachs. Again, a little more of the upper back, upper shoulder strength workout here, a little bit different than our prone delt butterflies. That's kind of hitting more of the whole back. This is going to be targeted towards the upper. So we got prone Ys. Again, foreheads down, looking at the ground, and we're just lifting here through the upper shoulders, right? So arms in a perfect Y, lifted straight up. Don't rush through this, 10 to 15 total. Perfect. And again, guys, after you finish this workout, make sure you finish with another 5 minutes of stretching, okay?
All right, guys, workout number 3. We're gonna do a total body workout. You know the drill. I'll perform. Willie will walk us through.
Yep. So, number 1, we got jumping jacks. Now, the difference between this total body and everything else, everything's gonna be timed here. So you got 30 seconds at each movement. Number 1 is jumping jacks. Perfect. We all know what these are like. Keep your rhythm, keep your movement going. Number 2, we got step back lunges. Okay? Alternating the feet. So you want to make sure you even out each side, right? Notice this form here. Creating good 90-degree angles with the legs. Keeping the chest, back, and glutes lined up. Keeping that core tight, guys. Good. Number 3, we have what we call the spider plank. Plank position. Reaching out opposite sides. Right hand, left leg, vice versa. We're just going to keep switching. Again, keeping the back nice and flat as we're performing this movement. 30 seconds. From there, we're gonna jump right back up, and we got split squat jumps. Okay? Again, keep creating that same 90 degrees. Make sure the knee also lines up over those toes, and we're jumping through. Okay? Quality over quantity here, guys. After that, we drop back to the ground. We have what we call frog glute bridges. That's the bottom of your feet are together. We're gonna open up into a butterfly stretch, and we're gonna perform a glute bridge. Okay, the difference between this and the other one that you've done on your lower body day is this is going to target a little more of the outer glutes, right? So more of our glute medius, smaller part portion, as well as our groin and adductors on the inside. Okay, again, don't rush through this. More importantly, again, quality over quantity here, guys, during the 30 seconds. From there, we have mountain climbers. So we're going to hop over into the push-up position, and we're driving those knees in. Okay, this one I want you guys to get after a little bit. Create some good intensity, as long as we're keeping that back flat. I do not want to see your butts jump up in the air trying to go faster. Okay, keep the knees low, keep the leg drive low. Perfect. Your last one, prone reach outs on the stomach. We're going to pinch the shoulder blades together. So another scat movement here, upper back movement. We're going to pinch it, and we're going to reach out at 3 seconds, reach back down at 3 seconds within that 30 seconds, okay? So it's going to be a little more time controlled with the time movement. And again, you're going to run through that stuff 3 to 5 sets. If you feel like you want to do a few more, go ahead. But once you're done, same thing, guys. Make sure you stretch for 5 minutes afterwards. Have fun and get after it.